to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to share about this book. So I just read this book. It's The Days at Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa, and trust me, this book was actually worth it. Yes, I'm not talking about anything, not story, genre, characters, nothing, straight to the point. This book was really good, to be honest. It felt like a warm hug that I needed. And you know, I've started this book after my exams were over, after my final exams were over, like the day after my last exam. Yes, that's when I started this book, and I really appreciate my that decision of reading it after my exams were over, because I was so exhausted and I was trying to make an escape. Like I wanted to relax, and in this book, this protagonist, the Kaku, is also kind of like escaping into books like us readers do. So you know, she like was quite suffering in her life because her relationship with her past boyfriend ended very well, and because of that she had to leave her job as well. So she was like burying herself in her futon every day, like not coming out of her apartment, just lying in her bed every single day. And then she finally talk about it with her mother, and then her mother tell it to her uncle, and then her uncle finally invites her to the Morisaki bookshop to stay with them, because he needed someone to work as a part-timer in the store, and she also needed a job because she didn't have a job. And how many days is she going to continue it like that without any. And she was not a reader before she ended up in this bookshop. She never touched a book, like she never tried reading or anything. But when she started reading, the actual changes started to happen in her life. Like she found many new people, and the books help her made new friends as well. Like in the end of the book, she also started dating another reader, which was Akira, maybe that was his name. Yes, so she started dating him in like the end, in the last of the book. And she also met him because of books, because he was a regular at the Morisaki bookshop and she worked there, and that's how they met. And it was like, seriously, like everything mentioned in this book is so quiet, so peaceful. Like the whole city where there only bookshops are there, old bookstores, okay. And a cafe also, it is mentioned in this, a cafe which is described very aesthetically peaceful, and like, you know, very soulless kind of representation. Okay, now about some characters and all. So character development, this book, oh my god, there is not a single fault in any kind of character. Like by fault I mean all the characters are very well developed. They have their own features and characteristics. Like you can they are particularly showed as different people. They have their own characters, personality, and they stick to it actually. Like you can see, like someone is very quiet, someone is very weird and funny, someone is very extroverted, while someone is very sensitive and reserved. So this is like, everyone has their own features, and everybody like other characters also respect it. So you can actually attach to these characters. And the Kako, she also speaks with her like own little voice in her head, which is also represented in the book. And I found it like really you know, fascinating, that what she actually thinks and then what she finally says, the difference between that. So it's very nice. Like it actually happens with us as well. Sometimes we don't like people or the things they are doing, but we do not say actually what we want to say. We just say something else because of natural human decency. Okay. And yes, and one thing that I also saw in this book was, sometimes we think like, you know, when we sometimes we meet some people and there are like people in our own family which we think ki, no, I can never align with these people. Like we made a prejudgment that I can never attached to these people. But it turns out to be that we create a very special and strong bond with those people, which at the starting we thought we can never. Also very fast paced. Like you won't realize when 6 months passed, 1.5 year passed, 3 year passed, until it mentions into that book like I worked there 3 years ago. So yeah, it's like that, very fast paced. Everything just quickly goes, so you don't get bored in this book. And maybe because of that, it is very small, like not very lengthy. I laughed, I cried, I felt weird while reading this book because of how everything is presented and how characters think, talk, behave. So like there's humor with me, like her uncle, he's very humorous. She is very like kind of reserved, you know. And if I talk about some morals, so it's just that you can move on and you can begin. Like again, when you think that this is like the rock bottom, when you hit the rock bottom, that's the time when most of the changes are going to happen. It's very well presented in this book. Like you can ask for help, you can reach back to people who felt like home before, but now you're distanced from them. It's fine, you can go back, you can reattach, you can, you know, like reconnect with them. That's fine. Like you can begin again. And for you to move on from one thing, you need to face it actually. Like she was thinking that if I just ran away somewhere, like if I just run away from the problem, like if I just don't think that it never existed and then I just move on, no, you will never be able to do that. Like one thing, ever anything that anything happens, if it triggers that memory, then you're back to that old slump again. You need to face it. Yeah, like you need to tell people, you need to explain them that you did me wrong, and it was your fault actually. So she never felt quite good. Like she never actually moved on until her uncle forced her to go and tell her a past boyfriend that you did me wrong and that was your fault. So, and that guy didn't even realize that he did something wrong. That's the most ironic thing in this book. Okay, so yes, like you need to face things before you move on from them, because if you do not face them, you can never move on from certain things. And it's fine, like if something bad happens to you, you can begin again. It's not the end. So would I recommend this? Definitely I would. And especially to those people who are trying to read, you know, like trying to get into reading. If you are new to reading, then you can definitely go for this because it's very small, first of all, and it's very fast paced, so you won't get bored also. And there are many different characters, like, you know, there are humorous characters, there are different kind of personalities. I'll give you the review of the sequel as well. I thought of filming both of the books together, but I haven't finished it and it's already been like 20 days since I have uploaded anything, and I need to be more consistent, but unfortunately I am not. But that's why maybe if I am able to finish it before I edit this video, so I will join it in this video. But if I'm not, then you will receive another video after some time. Now when the whole video is completed, I realize my one earring is missing. Why am I so clumsy? Anyways, so that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked it like a 1%, then please do subscribe to this channel, because you would see me improving and creating more of these kind of reviews and videos. So that is it for today, and I'll see you in another episode of us talking about books. Bye bye.